Hi, I'm Brett Premack, and I want to thank you for your support of my work the past 18 years on YouTube. I've posted thousands of videos, I have millions of views, I have a global audience of people who love what I do, and I'm very, very grateful for that. I'm driven, of course, by my love for this music they call jazz. My mission has been to keep it visible, and I'm happy that the response has been so wonderful. Slight change in direction, though. YouTube is no longer recommending my videos. They've changed their algorithm. I've lost a big chunk of my audience, and I'm kind of tired of the whole copyright issue. And same thing with Facebook. Live by the algorithm. I'm finding a lot of censorship. So, in search of a new outlet, Syncopated Justice. Syncopated Justice is a blog, it's a website, it's a newsletter that features jazz videos. Also, doing a lot of writing. I found that I wanted to extend my creativity to a new platform where I could write without worry about censorship or algorithm or anything like that. So I enjoy the freedom of Syncopated Justice. Now, one aspect of the content on Syncopated Justice, I'm writing my memoirs. I've had an incredibly interesting life. I talk about how I got interested in filmmaking, how I met Francis Ford Coppola in high school, and he inspired me to become a filmmaker, how I went to NYU Film School, studied with Martin Scorsese, how I met Mel Brooks and Roman Polanski, which I detail in my memoirs on Syncopated Justice. Also had some wild and crazy times back in the 70s when I went to Plato's Retreat, the on-premise swingers club. This was back in 1978 when you could do things like that without fear of dying. I'm very interested in technology, and I've been using artificial intelligence quite a bit with ChatGPT in the past year. And I have a couple of postings about artificial intelligence. One is called Is ChatGPT the Antichrist? And my most recent post about artificial intelligence, chatbot Coltrane. I strongly believe that in the very near future, we're going to have digital replicants of John Coltrane, Jimi Hendrix, a wide variety of creators that we'll be able to access artificial intelligent versions of. I'm very concerned about what's happening in the United States and on this planet. And on YouTube and Facebook, I really can't talk about that. At Facebook, I usually get censored. YouTube, the Jazz Video Guy channel, it's not a place to get into politics. But on my blog, Syncopated Justice, I write about these types of issues. I talk about in a recent posting about visiting a police state. I went to China in 1986 and didn't dig it at all. I talk about what it was like to be there in a totalitarian state, and also what China is like today. China today is a surveillance state. I'm also posting historic video like Miles and Train playing So What. I've got a video of Ben Webster and Don Byas playing together. I've always used my work as a way to introduce people to artists they may not know about. I have a recent posting about a remarkable tenor sax player named Andrew White, best known because he transcribed all of Coltrane's solos. Wow, what a mammoth undertaking. I also have postings about meeting particularly interesting musicians that I interviewed in the past, like Sun Ra. I'm a huge Sun Ra fan. I talk about hanging out at Saturday Night Live when he played on the show. I also have a posting about an unusual encounter I had on the telephone with the great Hammond B3 legend, Jimmy Smith, where he threatened me with castration. I'd never been threatened with castration before, let alone by a famous jazz musician over the telephone. As some of you might know, I'm an expat. I moved to Mexico, Guanajuato, Mexico, to be precise, about a year and a half ago. I love it here. And from time to time on my blog, I talk about what it's like to be an expat, why I left the United States, what it's like to live in another country. After I graduated from NYU Film School, my interest in jazz led me to a career of sorts as a music journalist. I've done a lot of writing. And from 1977 to 2004, I wrote articles and liner notes and booklets. And so I have done a lot of writing, but when Jazz Video Guy came along in 2004, I basically stopped. I was really focusing on filmmaking, which was my first love from the time I was a teenager. That's why I ended up going to NYU Film School. And I did work in some documentaries and industrials, but then a side trip here to jazz journalism and then Jazz Video Guy. And now with Syncopated Justice, I'm writing stories about jazz musicians. This is what I know about and what I'm interested in. And I think it's always good to write about what you know and what fascinates you. And certainly the music and the musicians and the world of jazz have been a focus of my life for many, many years now. Seems only natural that my imaginative stories, my fiction that now appear on Syncopated Justice are about jazz musicians. Those are just a few of the postings I've done on Syncopated Justice in the past 3 months. And that's where I'm posting all my new content. I invite you to jump over there. You could sign up for a free subscription and access all the content. But if you would like to support my work and actually be a paid subscriber, which is $5 a month, I give you access to a very big archive of jazz video, which you can download. Thank you so much for being part of my journey the past 18 years here on Jazz Video Guy. The world's kind of crazy. And I, for one, am very grateful that I have had and continue to have and will always have jazz in my life. Jazz is the glue that holds my life together.